Please unpause that. And we will call the meeting of the finance meeting of the Board of Commissioners to order. And we will begin with the roll call, please.
Commissioner Nieder.
Here.
Commissioner Fashi.
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Next item up is public comment. Is there anyone online?
No one online?
Right. Okay. And anyone in the room want to make any public comment at this point on the agenda? None. We will move into the approval of the minutes from the meeting of April 17th. Anyone would like to make a motion to that?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. The first topic of discussion, we have a guest from the Carlisle Family YMCA. Michele Holloway, the executive director, is going to talk to us a little bit about the project they have going on and seeking support for their RACP application that they have made.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it. And thank you, Commissioner Nieder, Commissioner Fashi, for coming out and visiting the Carlisle Family YMCA last week. And I know Commissioner Eichelberger, you weren't able to attend, but you're welcome to come anytime for a tour. We love showing off our Y, and we could talk for hours about all of our programming.
Been through it several times, but it keeps changing.
It is, we're evolving, and that's a perfect segue to why I'm here today. We're here to ask for your support. We submitted a $3 million RACP application for our pool renovation and expansion project. It is a $6.3 million project, and we really feel like we need it to be a public-private partnership for that to be successful. We recently finished our $11 million renovation campaign, and the renovation project completed about 2 years ago. Since that, our growth has been unbelievable. In January alone, we had 23,000 check-ins at the Y. The pool is one of the few areas that, and the basketball court, but I like the basketball court looking OG, it fits. But the pool is one of the few areas that we did not have an opportunity, you know, just with rising construction costs and things like that, to tackle with that project. The pool was built in the 80s and it would need some renovation anyway. But with our growth, we looked at it and we want to do an expansion project to expand it from 8 lanes into 12. We currently have more demand for aquatic programming than we have space. The other piece of that, if we expand it from 8 lanes to 12, we can host professional swim meets there, and that would have an economic tourism driver effect for Carlisle and for the Y as well, and help with some sustainability. We feel like we do have a huge impact in the community. We're particularly proud of our track record in serving low to moderate income families. We gave over $318,000 this past year in scholarships and financial assistance just to families in Carlisle. And next week, we actually start our signature Safety Around Water program. And that is for kiddos who, for financial reasons, have not had an opportunity to have swim lessons. That's 4-day of water safety, basic swimming. And we actually feed them dinner as well, because we found that that helps them coming back to complete the 4-day course. We feel like we could, you know, keep increasing our impact in the community. We could double the amount of swim lessons we give. We could add significantly to our aqua aerobics that a lot of the seniors like to come for. We have several letters of support from the community. One, Carlisle School District is very supportive. As we know, they do not have a pool at the Carlisle, school district. So we work with their kiddos to learn to swim. We have their swim team. We're sort of the home base for that as well. Easter Seals, we do their Splash It Up program. They've given us a letter of support. Yellow Breeches, they come out and the kiddos learn to kayak and they get ready for their events and activities there as well. Spy, their campers come and swim. And we also have the support of some of the companies like Tucky Companies and things like that. Do you have any questions on the project?
Michele, you went over that and showed us around your beautiful facility, and we really appreciate your time that you took to do that. If you can remind me, is drowning the second leading cause of death amongst children?
Unintentional death, it's really a shame. And the statistics are that adolescent males of color have the highest risk for drowning prevention. And we feel like we do have a very welcoming environment at the Y, and we do feel like we do have representation from that demographic group at the Y. Our penetration is pretty good, so we do feel like we're positioned to be able to address that. But yeah, and drowning is so preventable too, just with learning how to swim.
Thank you.
Sure.
Does anyone have questions of Michele that they'd like to ask at this time or about the project?
Well, we appreciated your visit and all the time you spent with us. Always welcome to come back down. And we just appreciate your consideration of a letter of support for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, and we do have Representative Gladden's support on the project as well. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, so we have a potential action item on this. If anyone would like to make a motion.
I'll move for approval of the letter of support for the Carlisle YMCA RACP grant application.
I'll second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Thank you. Next up, we have Carolyn Blatchley from the library system providing us with a quarterly update. Welcome, Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you. It's probably also in your files. I did send it along, but it's similar to the last update, February. I will say that it's been a very productive 2 months, but not necessarily in the area of conditional grants. We actually have a meeting tomorrow where we're going to get a lot of things done. And one of those things is under the COOP, we have Michele Parsons coming to do some training with our staff on the HVA, Hazard Vulnerability Assessment. So they'll be starting on their writing on their COOPs, I think, after that. So yeah, not a ton of things. You kind of read through this, but update not included in the genealogy, also just happening this week since I've written this. We've started putting the family search icons on computers in libraries and starting to familiarize ourselves with the software. And I can say that it's everything they promised. It's greatly enhanced genealogical research over what I was able to find just on my own family at home with my own resources. So it's definitely doing exactly what we thought it would do. It's giving us access to more things if you're in the library. The inventory control project we've had, I think I talked about this at the last meeting, that we've had a little bit of a setback with that in terms of the wands. You may have seen on Bosler's social media that the president of the company was here to visit Bosler for their book locker project, but did talk to us about the wands at that time. They're now anticipating a July release of these. So my staff we worked out 4 alternative methods. 2 have been tested, 2 we're about to test them. And that's one of the discussion items with the directors tomorrow is who wants to be our test person for the other 2 methods. Because we do have other ways we can do it. They're just not as efficient as we believe the inventory wands will be. I think we've talked them into letting us trial the wands without all the bells and whistles. They do inventory, but it's a whole conversation about having it work over a wireless network, and there's some things that don't work. But I also talked to several other companies that say they also can't provide us with this. So it's a struggle that we didn't anticipate because 4 years ago we thought this technology was going to be available to us immediately, and here we are. But their reasoning makes sense. Our computer people talked at length about it, and so we're working out alternatives. And so I think that's really all I have. Not to go too in depth. You can read the rest of it, I think, yourselves. But I did put a little ad in the corner here for Parent TV. That's not part of conditional grants, but something I thought you'd be interested in knowing. It's a new service we've added to our website this month, and parents can go, it's on our website under kids and teens. There's a drop-down menu, and there's a sub-menu item called parents and caregivers, and that's how you get to it. And once you get there, you just use the first 5 digits of your Cumberland County Library barcode, and you have access to videos, the short video lessons for parents about raising kids under all sorts of circumstances and situations. So you have children with that are neurodivergent. It will teach you, things that you need to know about that. You have children not getting along with siblings, how to work with sibling rivalries, all sorts of topics. And it's just, I think, a really neat addition, something that Baker and Taylor, one of our vendors, has tried to sell to us several times, and we've not been able to afford it. But we actually, because we have 5 libraries that are called Family Place Libraries, which is a federal program for working with parents and children, the Family Place gave it to us for free. So I'm super excited that we have access to that and wanted to share that with you as well. So do you have any questions on any of the grants or anything else?
I do have just a couple of questions. So Carolyn, on that parent TV,
Mhm.
I happen to serve on another board, and I think that they would find that incredibly useful. So I was curious as to how you're getting that out to other organizations that serve or have as their mission to educate parents on.
Yeah,
various
so
issues.
we just got access to it last week. We were
Okay.
kind of surprised that they allowed us to, because only 5 libraries are Family Place libraries. We thought they wouldn't allow us to use it across the system. So when we got it, we were, okay, let's put this up there very quietly. But we have a media kit that we want to go through and see. We'll definitely put out a press release. We'll definitely promote it through our Facebook. But that's the other thing, is finding out which other organizations will benefit from knowing that we have this and spreading it to their communities. And of course, within our own libraries, spreading the word among parents.
So is it okay if I share?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And right now, like I said, I would tell them, if they go to the Cumberland County Library website, across the top, there's a menu item called Kids and Teens. And the drop down from that is Parents and Caregivers. And it's very prominent on that page. It's this purple box. It's a huge banner, and it has the instructions underneath it. And it's really easy to access.
Perfect. I will share that. And I was going to ask the same thing about the genealogy. Once you get that up and running, I'm sure folks go to the historical societies trying to research as well to make sure that they know of that resource that's available.
Yeah, so that's the same sort of thing. We have a press release. Now that press release, we will customize it, send it back for approval from them. And then of course we send that on to the county and get county approval. So it might be a while for that to come out, but we're just quietly releasing it in our libraries. Some of the libraries might be loud about it. They might, if they have somebody come in and they know that person comes in and works on genealogy anyway, they might mention it to them. But our staff, we need to go through some staff training so that they really know it. I mean, you can poke around and find things, but we're going to get them some training so that they really know what's in there to educate the public. And then we'll probably be a little bit louder about it. Not probably, we will be louder about it. There are signs that they can put up in their libraries and newsletter articles that they can, use. But for right now, we're just trying to. So we just got access, so we're weeding through it to figure out how we want to talk about it.
Oh, very good.
Any other questions?
I don't have any. Thanks, Carolyn.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you. And I think I see you again in July. Well, I see you again tomorrow at our orientation meeting, but
Yes.
for this, I'll see you again in July.
And Carolyn, I don't know if you have time, but you can pop in and see the lovely plaque that was presented to Commissioner Hashi at the Children's Library. I was not able to be there, but
It's beautiful.
it is beautiful. It's very unique.
I had planned to be there and I just was so sick. So I'm not going to go expose people to this. So yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Good.
I will
Hop on too. Very good. Thank you. Is there any other business to come before the board at this point? Hearing none, someone would like to make a motion for adjournment?
Sure.
We are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you.